This is cutting down the nets. It's Friday, March 11th, only a few days till you have brackets in hand. My favorite time of year. This is where, like, every day you're kind of like swaying back and forth. And days like today, you kind of come to the conclusion where it's like, does every team suck at basketball? Um, I don't know. It's bizarre. So, hoping to get a lot of mids in. Bubble teams have been kind of shaky. And then ones that were like firmly in really crapped the bed. So we'll see kind of how that shakes out. Me myself, I pulled an Arizona State impersonation. I was 7-2. Felt like I was seeing the board clearly. Couldn't lose. It's going to be just a printing press of a day, and then closed ice cold. And yeah, it's super frustrating. Doing the best we can. Again, a broken record, but if you could beat the closing line over and over and over again, you're going to make money. I assure you that. So when you look at my card for today, I don't know if I lost closing line value at any game. So to be sitting at 8-9 is just punishment. It's frustrating. So we're at a bit of a slide, brings us to 55.2%. We refuse to drop below 55 prior to the dance. And then the dance, we got to be north of 60. We just got to. Last 7 days, okay. I don't know. Let's get back on track. So I'm dealing with a lot of early lines and or like KenPom lines. So this is going to be basically leans at this point. I may make a bet or two. The ones that I'm anticipating being strong plays don't have lines yet. So it's just a really bizarre thing. And I will update this spreadsheet, will be in the description of this video. And as always, any bet I make, I'll make sure to log on BetStamp. So, Indiana, Illinois, I would lean Indiana if I'm going to play that game at all. Don't know what will happen. Don't know if that line will grow. But right now it's 4.5 with Paddy having Indiana at 2.5. If you're using recent efficiencies, I don't know how you can ignore Iowa. It's going to be hard for me not to veto Paddy at some point. But, man, they are playing elite basketball over the last 3-4 weeks. So line is currently 7. I have Iowa by 10.5, but Rutgers is kind of a grinding team. Like, you're not going to get up and down with Rutgers, whereas some of the teams Iowa's played recently will play at their pace. So it's a tough one, but man, Iowa looks real strong right now. Wisconsin, Michigan State, I wish they would just tie and then like knock them out of the Big Ten tournament so we could have the real teams figure out who the champ is. I'm salty today. You gotta watch out. Penn State, Purdue. Yeah, probably lean the Penn State side. They run a lot of pick and roll, which Purdue can't defend. So kind of like that. We'll see what happens there. Lean Fordham, but that's not likely to be a play. Likely will have less than a possession of value. Dayton is kind of in the Iowa camp, Iowa light, just in terms of since February 1st or so being an extremely efficient team, but it's laying a lot of points against a team that, as we saw today, is capable of scoring. So I lost UMass GW, George Washington. And my angle was, look, I think GW can score on these clowns. And score they did. Scored 88 points, shot over 50%, mostly dunks and layups, just as I predicted. And they gave up 99 points to UMass. And that's the risk. UMass is a good offensive team. So a sieve defensively, but when they're getting buckets, it's just tough sledding out there. Richmond, VCU, lean VCU here. Texas A&M, Auburn, lean Texas A&M. But boy, that feels gross, if you ask me. Mississippi, Tennessee. Mississippi shoots a lot of jump shots, and that feels like that goes right into Tennessee's wheelhouse. If there's a meme, though, for like Izzo in March, what's Rick Barnes? I mean, he can't even get Kevin Durant to the Sweet 16. Bah, God. Vandy, Kentucky. Leaning Vandy at this point. Vandy, I certainly feel, is one of the undervalued teams, and Paddy would back that up. North Texas, La Tech won't be anything. Have no idea. Don't have anything on UAB, Middle Tennessee right now. Leading Houston, but I'm not laying 12 points. And I need to see Houston get right. That's 2 or 3 games in a row that were very un-Houston-like. Tulane, of course, it's going to be close to betting Tulane, but it doesn't look like we'll get there unless the line swings over to Temple. SMU's a no play. Memphis, there's a team that is healthy and playing well. I dogged them. So basically, here's my Memphis roller coaster. I have a future that's a pretty good position at the time. And then they started playing basketball. Guys got hurt and they really went downhill. And they're healthy. They're playing with some swagger. And absolutely, they want to go into this tournament and cut down the conference tournament nets. So we'll see what happens there. Akron, Toledo. Toledo got zoned today. That's what happened. So I'm going to have to rely on Jordan Majeski on this game to see if Akron can play zone or not. But that was a very effective strategy for Central Michigan to zone Toledo and almost stole one. So Akron got by Buffalo through some very hot shooting, but that's Buffalo's MO. Man, they don't guard you, so knock it down. So I'm not sure where I'm at. I'm a lean Akron right now, which is surprising, I guess, to me. Ohio, Kent State, no line, but I will be on Kent State because if KenPom's 1 and Torvik's pick 'em, this line is not going to be Kent State -4 or 5 or 6 or 7 or anything like that. So Paddy's going to say fire the cannons. We didn't get there with Ball State against Ohio today, but man, it was there for the taking the entire game. Just kind of ran out of steam at the end and, of course, lost by less than a possession. That's what kind of happens. St. Peter's eyes are open after Iona got knocked out of the third tournament. I like St. Peter's in like a dog environment. I don't like St. Peter's laying 7 or 8 points, depending on what the line will be there. Creighton beating Marquette without Nembhard. So that was surprising, I guess. And then Providence winning a close game. Their luck's got to turn around some point, right? Man, Providence is going to be like a 2 seed that everyone is so fed up with that they're going to be favored by like 5 points over a 15 seed or something. It's going to be funny. Miami Duke, everything's right around 9, so that's not going to be a play. I actually have Vodtech over North Carolina at the moment. When you bring in North Carolina allowing like 5 made buckets against Virginia, that number may shift a little bit, but I also think the market will react accordingly. People will want to bet North Carolina as always. TCU, Kansas, leaning TCU, but not likely a play. TCU playing very well right now. Oklahoma probably gets in if they win this game. Moser thinks they're in right now. I don't know. You lose this game, you have 15 losses. Certainly would have some value in March Madness because everybody sees the parentheses and then the team record next to the teams in the bracket, and no one's going to want to go for Oklahoma, but I would in most situations. Montana State, not going to be a play. Colorado, Arizona, Kirk Krissa injured his ankle. Sounded serious. Sounds like he avoided something major, but I mean, I don't think there's any chance he plays in this game. So it's a lean Colorado at this point. Not much on the remaining games. So, again, everything's going to be updated in the morning. So if I had to guess right now where I'm at, Kent State, no line yet, but based on what the predicted line is, I don't think there's a way I don't bet that game. And then Memphis, no line yet. Gonna have to lay a fair amount of points. I just really like how they're playing, and then Colorado getting 10 as Arizona kind of figures out their guard situation on the fly a little bit. So leans, you can see them there: Iowa, Dayton, VCU, Texas A&M, Tennessee, Vandy, Akron, St. Peter's, and Vodtech. I will pull in data from overnight. There's about like half of it in right now, and we'll go from there. I'll update the spreadsheet that is in the description of this video. Everything you just saw on my screen will be available there. And then any bet made will be logged on BetStamp. Let's close out Friday, Saturday, and Sunday strong. And then there will be a slew of activity, lots of in-depth videos going into each individual matchup. Typically do a gambling show and kind of a bracket show with bracket theory on leverage spots and stuff like that. So we'll kind of see where that goes, and they'll be in Las Vegas. So fun times ahead. Let's close strong. This is Cutting Down the Nets.